welcome to episode 333. I am your host, Keith Andrew, along here is Rachel Strauss-Muniz, and I just want to say
that was pretty close.
Oh, it's close. I'm here with the talented and beautiful Rachel. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you so much, Keith. It's an honor to be here.
No, absolutely. The honor's all mine. Like I said, you're supporting a good cause, making a new friend out of it. Yeah. And for people who want to know the point of my talk show, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. But you should never give up, and you should prove people wrong. That labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you should prove to them you can stem out to something. So that being said, half hour, 45 minutes of your time. Have as much time as you like. And starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I love what you're doing, and I completely respect and honor your eagerness and your perseverance. So much applause goes to you. A little bit about me. Again, my name is Rachel Strauss-Muniz. That's my toddler that you hear screaming in the background because he does not want to take a nap. But I am a sketch comedian. I perform with a comedy troupe, and we are called Room 28. We are all Latino, here born in New York City, and we perform all around the city. I'm also an aspiring actress, so I do some stuff aside from Room 28. I'm currently in a play right now, actually. I'm currently in rehearsals for an off-Broadway play, and that's called The Field Trip. Wow, you're being extra loud because Mommy's doing something special. Sorry about that. You want to come and be on the show with me? Okay.
Oh, that works.
Whatever works, Keith. So right now I'm in rehearsals for an off-Broadway show, and the timing is kind of amazing because I play a mentally disabled woman in the show, and it's taking me way out of my comfort zone. But as an actor, I think that's the best thing that we could get. It's a gift to be taken out of your comfort zone because you're able to stretch and gain more ability and versatility. So I'm learning so much through this play, and when I received the Facebook message from you, it was almost like a godsend because I have such a newfound respect for those with disabilities that still persevere like yourself. So aside from that, they call me La Loca, which I guess I'm a little crazy. I got that nickname a long time ago, and it kind of just stuck. And I am just a woman on a mission. I'm a mom, and I've taken the opportunity to leave corporate America and leave a marketing career of 16 years behind me and do the two things that I love most, which is being a mom to Donovan during the day and being an actress and a comedian at night and on the weekends.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's why it was really funny that your kid was screaming, and as soon as you said, okay, I know that wasn't funny, but I'm not saying your kid was screaming, said, oh, do you want to be on the Keith show? And he did dead silence. It's like, okay, I'm glad I have that effect on even kids.
Aw, sorry, Keith. He may not be a fan. I don't know.
Hey, I get it a lot.
We'll convert him. Don't worry.
Yeah, at least I can make you laugh. That's all that matters.
That was great. So I hope I answered your question.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is when you were in high school and college, were you a study nerd or party animal?
Ooh, I think I was even mix of the two because I took my studies very seriously. I wanted to do good in school because I was preparing myself for a career in marketing and advertising, but I love to party. So I think there was a very good balance of both being, kind of a nerd and that I love to learn and expand my horizons, but also I love to have a good time, I love love to dance. I love to listen to music. I love to go out with my friends. And I'm still pretty much the same person that I was in college. I employ the same tactics today.
Yeah, I hear you. I never got a chance to go on to college. But I'm showing people, hey, I may not be educated. Hell, you're more educated than I am. But I'm showing you, I'm right behind you on that ladder, saying I'm very passionate, chasing the dreams. We all have dreams. And it doesn't matter if you're educated or not. You're climbing that ladder one step at a time. I can't even talk. One step at a time, and you're proving to people. Just because, God gives you a shitty hand, it's up to you to turn that a weakness into a strength. So you turn a negative into a positive. Absolutely. If that makes any sense. I can't talk today for some reason.
It makes total sense. Absolutely. I agree with you completely. Not everything is given to you on a silver spoon, right? A lot of these things, especially in a career of show business, it takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of talking and just being places and being at the right place at the right time, but also at the same time parallel pathing and being the best that you can be, learning as much as you can, taking acting classes, going to other shows, supporting other artists. I'm working with this director now who is just completely blowing my mind and breaking me down, and I leave rehearsal sometimes feeling so emotional. Number one, because of the subject matter, because like I mentioned before, I play this mentally disabled woman. That in of itself is a challenge to me. It's something I've never done before. But this director that I'm working with really just is breaking me down into this malleable subject that she can turn into this character and perform my brains out come showtime, which is in another month and a half.
Oh, congrats. Now, before we get to talk about your career, I do have one more easy question for you. And the last easy question I'm going to ask you is, did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or not need to do the whole human pyramid stuff?
Have I ever done a human pyramid? I want to say that I've done it with my family a long time ago. For some reason, my brother, who's down in Florida, they love to do spontaneous and crazy things. And I want to say when I was down there a few years ago, my nieces, my nephew, and I decided to do a human pyramid. And unfortunately, I was on the bottom.
I love that stuff. I'm a loser.
You're not a loser. You like to have fun. I like to have fun too. And I think sometimes having fun may be weird to other people, but weird people don't think it's weird. So I'm with you.
Well, would you be interested in doing one? I'm trying to get a handful of people together and do like some YouTube records. And I was wondering if you know any girls who would be interested in doing some records.
Okay, but I don't know about human pyramids, okay? I'm down to break other records, but I am in no shape to be doing human pyramid. Human pyramid.
Hey, never say never.
Okay, but don't hold me to it. I'll give you a maybe.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, who influenced you to start your career, and how many years have you been doing your career? Yeah, I know you mentioned for the first question of, well, let's turn it around. The first question is, you mentioned you are working in accountant for 16 years, so you were working in an office. So that goes to the second question of, who influenced you of saying, you know what, maybe I want to be like this person. I don't want to do the 9-to-5 job anymore. So when did he hit that breaking point of saying, this is who I want to be like, and I don't want to do this anymore?
Well, I love marketing, and I knew I wanted to do something within that field after college. And I pursued my passion, and I had a marketing career of 16 years, which I love. And I think everybody's a marketer in their own right. Even as an actress now, I'm marketing my brand. I'm talking to other people and trying to get them to believe that I'm good at what I do. That's marketing. So I think while among those 16 years, there were so many people that would say to me, "You're doing the wrong thing. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be on a stage somewhere. You should be writing. You should be performing." And I kind of always took that with a grain of salt, because it was something electric in my brain that kind of would go off every time I heard this comment. Like, I knew it in my heart that that's what I wanted to do, but I also like to make money, okay? And I have a family, and I have to provide for myself and those around me. But I just think it was a culmination of years and years and years of tucking this passion away and kind of sweeping it under the rug. And finally, I just woke up one day and realized that if I don't pursue it now, I'm going to regret it. So it was a process. It was a road that got me to having enough confidence and guts to give up on basically making money and starting, or, not really starting, because I've been doing this for a while, but really kicking the gear into high motion to expedite this acting or the pursuit of an acting career. And I think one of the influences in my life, of one of many, is an actress like Rita Moreno, who is one of the only living EGOTs on the planet. So she's won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And she is still going. And she, I believe, is like 84 years old and still on television and still acting and still doing voiceovers for children's shows. And she kind of showed me that, it doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter how. You just got to do it. I hope that makes sense.
No, absolutely. And out of curiosity, just throwing it out there, are you a fan of Telemundo? And I'm not saying that because you're Spanish. No, I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm just saying, do you like Telemundo? And what does, if there's a Spanish word for dog pile, and there's something on YouTube called Museo. It's like MOTHOO.
I don't know what that is. Are you talking about Movimiento, the MVTO platform?
No, it's basically, it's like, it's people do dog pile and they run towards each other. It's like, oh, Museo, or it's like MOTA. I'll show you afterwards what it is.
I'll have to take a look at it. I don't know. But I am a fan of Telemundo. I mean, as a Latina, I kind of grew up watching my mother watch Telemundo. But right now where I am, as far as like, how acculturated I am, I'm a biracial Latina. So my dad is white. He's American. My mom is from the Dominican Republic. Telemundo isn't really for me per se, because most of the media that I consume is in English.
I watch Telemundo. I find it very interesting. I watch different things in different languages, and I'm open-minded. So I watch Telemundo. I watch a lot of Japanese anime. I may not know what they're saying, but I find it very interesting. I was like, no, well, it's better than American TV in the most part.
Yeah, I mean, there's Telemundo's doing some interesting things. I mentioned before, they have a platform called Movimiento, MVTO, which is targeted towards the more acculturated, bicultural, biracial person like me. And it's online. It's not on television yet. But, I'm a fan of the brand and what they're doing for Hispanics in this country, because they are one of very few media companies or major media companies that actually aggregate this content and, distribute and disseminate it to Latinos in this country. So the fact that there's something for us, I have to applaud. But am I a fan of the channel per se? Not from a consumption perspective.
I hear you. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask you some more hard-hitting questions, and then I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, I'm nervous.
A message for yourself or as a gift for someone else. For personal connections, shoutouts, birthdays, proposals, weddings, and much more. Enter your details about yourself so the celebrity can record a personal video message especially for you, including details such as your name, age, birthday, hobbies, or whatever else you include. As soon as the video has been recorded, you'll get an email with your link so you can share it on social media or download and keep it. Celebrities record videos as and when they can, usually within 2 weeks. But if you want a video for a specific date and it does not look like it will arrive in time, you can cancel it and get an instant refund at the click of a button. There are hundreds of celebrities to choose from and many more joining every day. Search by category or genre, buy a gift voucher, get updates and offers, and encourage your favorite celebrities to join so they can connect with fans in a fun and unique way. Raise money for their charities and much more. So order your video now for yourself or for someone else.
I'm so bored.
Want to see something really cool?
Yeah!
Now you'll never be bored again with Loot Crate, a totally bodacious mystery box packed with awesome toys, radical games, and other surprises. And the best part is, you can get Loot Crate delivered right to your door. So don't delay. Ask your parents and order today.
Everything okay in there? Yeah, everything great. I love Loot Crate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 333. I'm here with the talented and beautiful Rachel Maloka.
Thank you.
And I'm just, I tried saying the name in Spanish, but I'm trying to end up butchering it. Part of my disability.
You did it! I think you sounded great. That was perfect.
I appreciate it. So, with the last 24 minutes left, I'm going to pass the show over to you, but before we do, I do want to ask you about your career real fast. You grew up in the city. You're now doing stand-up. What were some of your favorite skits, and do you think you would ever go to, say, I don't know, the Palisades Mall and do some stand-up?
Well, I have to correct you because I actually have not done stand-up. I came close to doing stand-up. I hosted a stand-up show, and it was very nerve-wracking. And, oops, sorry, I have a call coming in, but I'll end it. Oops.
Don't worry about it. Anything can happen live.
Oops. I'm trying to end it. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to let it ring out. You can edit this, though, right?
Hey, it makes it more fun.
Perfect. Okay. So I've never done stand-up per se, but I hosted a stand-up show, and as the host, I did have to perform a little bit of stand-up. You know, I was basically serving as the glue in between the acts and bringing them on stage. And it tickled something in me because I really enjoyed myself, and maybe at some point of my career, I'll cultivate that a little bit and finesse it enough for me to do some stand-up, but I'm not there yet. It's something that I aspire to learn. But what I focus on now is sketch comedy. So basically, sketch comedy is like Saturday Night Live, In Living Color, those kinds of shows where it's scripted comedy. There is definitely a little improv comedy thrown in because, you know, that's just the nature of live theater and live performing. The comedy troupe that I'm in is called Room 28, and we basically we write sketches about everyday life, but we make them outrageous scenarios. So everything that we do is somewhat relatable. You may not see the way it plays out on stage in real life, but there's a connection to real life in everything that we do. So we play a lot with you know, ethnicity, being Hispanic in New York City. We play around a lot with accents and different characters. Now, to answer your question, what some of my favorite sketches are, we're going to be here all day. But I'll tell you a few of them. So one of my favorite sketches is called Oh, You Think I'm Stupid. And it's a sketch that I wrote, and it's all about a girl, and her name is Rosanna Santana, and she's a talk show host from the Bronx, and she talks like this, and she's always using her neck to emphasize her point. And she basically puts her boyfriend on blast for lying because she catches him in the act on social media. So she catches him, feeling on another girl's booty on Instagram. And she brings him on the talk show to put him on blast and break up with him. But she gets back with him at the end of every episode. So that sketch for me, and I wrote that, I came up with the character. For me, that sketch talks volumes about what we see on social media, and that not only women, but I think everybody's using social media as also a research tool, right? To find out where people are and what they're doing and who they're hanging out with and what they're posting and what they're wearing, etc., etc. So I decided to turn that into a funny sketch. So that's a reoccurring sketch. I think we're on our fourth episode of that talk show. So that's one of them. Another one that we do, actually, this is a funny video sketch. Living in New York City, we all take the train. So a lot of times there's an unpleasant odor on the train, and sometimes it comes from, these homeless men that just like to share the scent of their urine with everybody on the subway car. So we have a sketch called Bums to Men, and that's a play off of the R&B group Boys to Men. So it's a bunch of homeless men that formulated an R&B group, and they sing on the train to get change. So that's a video on our YouTube channel that you have to check out. I'm trying to think. What's my third? I'll give you three. What's my third favorite sketch? This is such a tough one for me. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I know. Okay. So, and tell me if I'm talking too much, because this is your show, not
that
mine.
makes it better.
Okay, the other sketch that I really love is something called Latino Superheroes. And the sketch is another genius creation from our head writer, Jamie Fernandez. And the sketch basically showcases 5 Latino superheroes being interviewed, similar to what we're doing right now, being interviewed on a daytime talk show about the shortcomings of being a Latino superhero. So one of them is, for example, whenever we're called to the scene to save the day, we're always late. Because that's just, Latinos are always late. So that's a really funny sketch that we performed live. The last time we did that actually was, I'm going to brag. Are you ready? Can I brag a little?
Sure.
Okay. So we were part of the New York Comedy Festival, which for the most part is basically non-Latino. And I don't think they do that on purpose, but it's just all the talent that they've had they haven't been Latino. So in 2016, we were one of 2 Latino talents among 300. So we got to perform as part of this very well-known festival that was sponsored by Comedy Central. So, of course, that's lovely because we get some visibility by those at Comedy Central. And we did that sketch, and it went over so well. We had a blast doing it like other sketches, but it shows a twisted and warped view of the Latino culture sprinkled in with stereotypes, and we're poking fun at ourselves, which I think is something we do really well. So those are my top 3. I could go on forever, but I'm only giving you 3.
It's funny, when I'm just trying to find the words for it without putting my fist in my mouth. It's funny when stereotypes make fun of each other, and it's just the point of life. You're supposed to laugh at stupid things, for an example, the Boondocks. People said the Boondocks were racist, but it was funny.
Yeah, exactly. Do you live in the Boondocks?
No.
Yeah, you live by Woodbury Commons. You live by the fancy stores. That's the fancy outlet.
You're not missing much. Here's something funny you would like. Everyone from the city, and I'm just using you for a perfect example. Everyone from the city, like you, say, "Oh, we love Woodbury Commons. It's so great. It's so wonderful. It's like Donald Trump. It's not going to be big. It's going to be huge."
That was good.
Actually, I do have more Trump jokes, so I can make it in a bit. But it's a big tourist attraction, but people who live near Woodbury Commons, Harriman, Sunset Valley, Chester, we hate it. We absolutely.
Yay! Why? It's so beautiful up there.
It is. It's just it's. I don't know. They say it's too noisy. It's too loud. There's so much traffic. And everyone thinks it's a clearance outlet, so you're getting things at a good price. I'll give you a perfect example. This cat statue, you would think would be like $100. It would be, okay, take it back, $300. You get it for $100, but there's something wrong with it. So there's it's a defect. There's a store, Aragro. You get these nice statues, but they're second handies, the hand downs, they have defects to it, they have minor scratches, they're imperfect. So if you don't know better, you think it's wonderful, but if you read into it, you're like, it's just a big tourist attraction.
Right. It probably makes more sense to spend the extra couple of $100 to get a product that's not defective. But I like your little cat statue. I love that thing.
No, if you would like one, you go to, let's see, I have the item number if you want it.
I see those all around my parents' neighborhood. That's like an Asian tradition, right? That brings you good luck and good fortune.
Yep.
And fist pumps all day. That's awesome.
Now, one thing about this cat, I guarantee it's not going to be the best thing. It's the thing. And it's not going to be big. It's going to be huge. I guarantee it.
Huge.
I know, I'm bad at making people laugh and doing impressions, but I have my moments.
I love it. Oh, my God. You're so funny.
Do you do many impressions, or...?
I am actually, that's something that I'm working on. I do a couple of impressions. I do. Are you putting me on the spot right now, Keith?
I can do some impressions if that helps.
Okay, go ahead. You start.
All right. Okay, now you're putting me on the spot. So, I do the Trump thing where it's like, I work in Toys R Us. You come to Toys R Us, you're going to get some great things, and you're going to be so happy. Because it's not going to be just a normal deal to be big. I promise you. It's going to be huge. You're going to be happy with it. It's going to be spectacular. Yeah, I'm starting to do that more. I do Yogi Bear. Hey, boo-boo. How do you do? I do that. I like Ray Romano. If you ever see the Venture Brothers... it's the guy with the deep voice that he does Brock Sampson.
Okay, yeah.
He's also Joe in Family Guy. And it's like, hey, well, come on, what do you know, Kazam? A lot of people say that's number 2, but I think it's Ray Romano. It's like, hey, come on, I just ate bought this deodorant. Wait, come on, I just bought this deodorant. Who's using it already? Go buy your own.
That's awesome. You're a freaking riot. So I do like, okay, I could do accents. So I tell you to please do this interview with Russian accent. I do interview with Russian accent. Что ты делаешь? Ничего делать броски. I speak little Russian. I tell you, I do not rush anywhere, but I am Russian. I take my time. So I'll do Russian. Let me see, what else can I do for you right now? I do a little reggae, man. Make us sing some reggae for you. Tell me, say one thing, Nancy, can't understand. I'll bust out the reggae. Lord of mercy. See, what else can I do? Hey, we could do a little bit of a British accent if you want a little bit of that. So, a little fancy here. Look, your glasses. Where'd you get your glasses from? I'd love to go and get glasses. Look just like those. As you can see, I can't really see very well. Would love some glasses like that. Let's see, what else can I do?
Can you do the Australian accent?
Oh, man, I've been to Australia, and I tried so hard. I can't do it. I think I would just disgrace Australians if I were to even make an attempt. But all I'll say is, good day, mate. That's it. That's all I got.
I think I can do it, and my problem is I hesitate. It's like, how you doing, mate? You want a little sip of the Barbie? It's bad, but I met some Australians. They're really nice.
It's a hard one. Oh, I can do French too. Je m'appelle Rachel. Merci beaucoup. Do you like to dance a little bit with me? We did French, we did Russian, we did Jamaican.
Japanese?
Nah, I'm not even gonna butcher that right now. Can't do it. No. I don't know. But then, like, as far as like celebrity impersonations, okay, I got a really random one for you. Ready? Did you watch The Jersey Shore on MTV?
Bits and pieces, but not really.
There was a character named Sammy Sweetheart, and she would always break up with her boyfriend Ron, so I could do her really well. Honestly, Ron, honestly, we're done. Honestly, I can't do this anymore, Ron. Honestly, we're done. Honestly, Ron, we're done. That's my Sammy Sweetheart. She would always break up with him on the show, and she definitely overused the word honestly. Honestly. Anybody who says that is a liar. And anybody who says the word, what's the other one besides honestly? Literally? I can't stand when people say that. What else do I think you're going to say? I want you to literally tell me what happened. But anyone who precedes the phrase by literally is probably sprinkling in a little bit of lie. Just letting you know that. So that's my Sammy Sweetheart. Oh, okay, here's another old school one. Do you know Dr. Ruth, the sex therapist?
A little bit, but it's not ringing any bells.
She's a famous German sex therapist. And I can do her a little well. This is Dr. Ruth Westheimer. You are on the air. Please tell me the problem you are having. She was this and she's still alive. God bless her. She's 90 and still giving out sex advice. Something wrong with that, I think, but it's okay. So that is my Dr. Ruth Westheimer. She is German and she means business, and she likes to talk and tell people to clean their vagina. Who else can I do? Let's see. Oh, do you know Rosie Perez?
I know the name, but I can't think of the face.
Rosie Perez was in a movie called White Men Can't Jump with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. She's a very well-known Puerto Rican actress here in New York. She's always on the picket lines and representing for Puerto Ricans. And she has a very, very New York Puerto Rican accent. So she talks a little bit like this, really high-paced and really fast because she's Puerto Rican from Brooklyn. I think she's from Brooklyn, or maybe she's from the Bronx. I don't really know, but she talks really, really fast and really, really high-pitched. And on White Man Can't Jump, she had the whole Jeopardy category with foods that start with the letter Q. So she knew a quiche, a quahog, a quench. She knew the whole Q category. That's Rosie Perez. That's my Rosie Perez. And that's all you're getting. That's it.
No, I appreciate it. That would be pretty funny just to have someone do... in presence, imagine just walking to the store. It's like, how can I help you today? Or that's something like that, because it's not racist. It's funny because you never expect to see it. I got into a taxi. I had to go to work, so I took a taxi, and I didn't understand what he said, but I just nodded and smiled, and so I got in. I'm starting to move. It's like, okay, man, what do you want me to take you today? I can take you up to the right. I can take you on to the left. Maybe we can follow a big circle. We can do this way and that way. And I said, yes, this way.
Just follow the GPS, bro. Why would you give directions anyway?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying that the funniest thing is when you get in a taxi and they're like, how would you like to get there? I'm like, what am I paying you for? You want me? I'm going to take a cut if I'm going to give you directions on how to get there. Right? Especially with Uber, too. Uber is they all use the app, so they pull it up on their phone, and they're like, okay, I can go to this way. We can take the FDR. We can take the streets. And I'm just like, bro, I didn't get in this Uber to work. I to sit and chill and maybe read some emails. Don't put me to work.
No, actually, while on the subject, how do you feel about Uber? Do you like Uber? And they're supposedly expanding towards Woodbury Commons.
Are they really? That's interesting. I prefer to use Lyft versus Uber. And I'm going to tell you why. It gets me a little angry, so I'm going to try to not react.
Yeah, I like to fire you up.
Watch it. Okay? Watch it. So I was in an Uber one time with my son, and he sometimes gets car sick.
Yeah.
He's a baby. It happens. You know what I mean? And he got car sick, and I cleaned it because it was my responsibility. My kid throws up, I've got to clean up the vomit. Yeah. I'm used to it by now. You know what I mean? He vomits on me. It's like nothing. Like a week later, I'm like, oh, there's some vomit in my bra. It's fine. You know what I mean? Anyway, so Uber decided to charge me $150 cleaning fee. $150 to clean the back seat when I already cleaned it. And I called, actually they don't even let me call, they don't give you a number. I, contacted them via customer support, and I'm like, yo, what's up with this? First I got to pay the $40 fare and $150, and they tried telling me that because the driver had to take the car to the car wash, that he was taken away from picking up a fare, and then I have to pay for not only the cleaning service, but that fare that he could have gotten. And so I have a problem with that. And so I'm a little mad at Uber. I'm like uber mad at Uber. So I'm riding with Lyft these days.
I never heard of Lyft. So what is that? It's
Lyft, and it's spelled Lyft. I will show it to you on my phone because I use it quite frequently. So here's Lyft. See?
Oh, nice.
Just like Uber. Well, it's kind of hard to show you, but just like Uber, but I think that their prices are more reasonable.
No, absolutely. The same where I live. There's only 2 main taxis. Of course, there's a bunch of them, but I don't know. I'm not going to throw names out there just in case I need one. But basically, there's a whole bunch of them, but there's 2 main ones. And if you can't get the 2 main ones, you're pretty much shit out of luck. Especially because I don't drive, so I think the city would be good for me.
Yeah, totally. The city is, we're spoiled here in New York City. I just came back from LA. I went out to LA for a week on just do some business out there. I'll tell you about what I was doing because I'm really proud of it. But I wanted to just get this point across. When I was out in LA, the traffic is so terrible that it hinders people from networking with one another. It hinders people from getting in their car and going to hang out with their friend, because what would normally be a 20-minute ride can easily turn into a 3-hour commute with traffic. And I just found that so mind-boggling. As much as I love LA, I think that limitation to transportation without having all that public transportation at your fingertips like we do here in New York is probably a game changer for me. But anyway, I want to tell you why I went out to LA, because that's kind of interesting and I like to share these things. So my comedic partner, his name is Juan Bago. Him and I were basically hired by the AIDS Healthcare Foundation to serve as brand ambassadors.
Oh, nice.
And to just preach to people about safe sex and AIDS awareness. So we went there to cover a Latino music festival that was happening, and we just kind of went up to people and did some man on the street stuff. We asked people if they use condoms, and we're 2 Dominicans from New York City, so we asked people to put condoms on plantains. We just whipped them out and had them put the condoms on to see how fast they could do it, and it was a really eye-opening experience. I got AIDS tested myself, and I made it very public. Thank God we have nothing to worry about. But I hesitated just because I'm a little squeamish. I don't like to give blood.
Right.
But they asked me to just get everything on camera as far as the little prick in my finger, and it was so easy and it was so fast, and I got results in under 3 minutes, and it was very intimate, very private setting. They have like a whole van set up where you can get AIDS tested. So I'm very, very honored and very proud to be doing work on behalf of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, and more specifically the Latino Outreach and Understanding Division of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation.
Absolutely. Now, wrapping up just the last 2 minutes, was there anything you wanted to talk about, anything you wanted to promote? I know we covered a lot of great topics, but this is your time after all.
Oh, thanks, Keith. Well, I'm going to need more than 2 minutes, so here we go. It's my turn. So, I have a couple of things going on. I am part of a duo that we create a weekly podcast, and it's called Latinos Out Loud. LOL. Get it? It's a comedic podcast, and we're on iTunes and Google Play Music, as well as Spreaker and Stitcher. So just look us up, Latinos Out Loud. Like I mentioned before, I'm in a play right now called The Field Trip, and it's part of the Downtown Urban Arts Theater Festival here in New York City, and that play is happening on May 13th at the Cherry Lane Theater. I'm also part of Room 28, as I mentioned, and we have a show. Our next live sketch comedy show will be June 9th at the Triad Theater. That's on 72nd and Broadway here in New York City. I'm working on some other projects that I can't really talk too much about yet, but I do have a commercial running right now. I did a commercial for Spectrum Cable, and so you might see that pop up on TV. I heard it's on YouTube as well, so, if you watch a video, you may see my face pop up before the video plays. Wow, right on your screen like this. Hey, what's up? So that's my YouTube. That's my Spectrum commercial. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's a mouthful. I'm sure there'll be other stuff coming up, and I'd love to reconnect with you, and maybe we could do this again.
No, absolutely. Now I have one hard-hitting question for you before we go.
Okay.
But before I ask, is there any, let's see, I lost my train of thought. Is there any way for people to follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Stage32, Twitter?
I'm on most of what you just said, so you can find me at Rachel La Loca. That's RachelLaloca, Rachel La Loca, and that's my name on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn. I'm Rachel Strauss, and I'd love to connect with you and your followers. I engage with people, and I use Snapchat as my daily therapy session. As a matter of fact, do you mind if I Snapchat this real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to let everybody know what I'm doing. What's up, Snapchat? I am live. I'm being interviewed by Keith Andrews. Hi, Keith. Say hi to my Snapchat.
Hey, how's it going, all? I don't know why that's at all, but how's it going?
So now you have to promote can you promote yourself on my Snapchat? Is this going to work? Okay, Keith, you're live on my Snapchat.
Hey, my name's Keith Andrew, and I am the host of the Keith Andrew Network. Make a long story short, I'm showing people with learning disabilities.
Wait, time out. We got to go to the next video because Snapchat is real quick. All right, ready? Okay, let people know why you... Okay, I'll ask you. Oops. Sorry, that's not working. Okay, so why do you do this show, Keith?
I'm showing people with learning disabilities and disabilities that you can still amount to something, and labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be.
That's perfect. Oh, that was so perfect. You timed that perfectly. Are you on Snapchat?
I never got into it.
I am addicted. I swear, it really is my therapy. I highly suggest it, Keith. I highly suggest it.
That's why I do my talk show, because, we'll tell you one more thing about me, then we can wrap up. It's basically, I was told, I have poor people skills, and I deal with depression and social anxiety. So, doing the talk show this June will be officially 4 years. Doing the show for almost 4 years, now it's making me more comfortable to approach someone. I used to work over at, North Face, and I used to hide behind the badge. hey, if you need anything, my name's Keith, let me know. And then when I didn't have the badge, I'm like, I don't want to be seen or whatever. But now I have a talk show. Now I can't shut up. Now that's why I talk, and I like getting myself out there, being the center of attention. And it's basically, therapy for myself. Like you were saying, it's therapy for myself because it helps me with my people skills. It helps me with my social skills. And it's just what I want to do until I die. That's how passionate I am.
You're so good at this, and I'm so glad that you've unveiled this gift that you have. And for 4 years, is this really your 333rd episode?
Yep.
Oh my God! Ay Dios mío, as my mother would say. Ay Dios mío. That is amazing. And also, it's so appropriate. I have a thing with the number 3. I don't know, there's like a rule of 3. Everything in my brain is like 3. Everything in my apartment, like if I buy candles, I gotta buy 3 candles. So I'm really happy that I'm on your 333rd episode.
No, I appreciate it. Now the last question I have a couple questions off the air. Our last segment, I don't know why I can't. I usually hide my disability, but sometimes my disability shows when I don't do my show as a late, so I do apologize for that.
That's okay.
But the one thing I do want to talk to you about wrapping up, and we talk off here, is when I first approached you, and I'm a big fan of Bill O'Reilly, so going on the record, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first honest opinion, and after being interviewed, how do you feel now?
My first honest opinion was I thought it was fake. I thought it was spam. I thought maybe this is just a robot trying to get personal information from me, if we're going to be completely honest. But then I did my research, and once you told me why you do this talk show, my heart melted a little bit because it's so endearing. It's so endearing to hear someone overcome obstacles and preach from the mountaintop. You could easily be hiding in your room and doing this and not, broadcasting it to people. Hold on, I have another call come in. Let me just end that. You could easily be doing this on the low. Right. And no, you're not doing that. You're like, fuck that. This is who I am. And I'm going to put it on YouTube. So that, I think, was like the moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to make this work. And now that we're done, or almost done, I am beyond happy that we made this happen. And I hope I've given you some good answers and good content for your show. I definitely want to continue to support you, and I love that we're friends. Now we're friends.
No, absolutely. Now I do have a couple questions off the air. We're wrapping up your segment. I'm looking forward to part 2. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time. It was a real honor and privilege.
Thank you, and thank you for asking me such wonderful questions.
No.